So let's start things off. In 5th place we have the OTS and the Swiss. If you're a sniper guy, unlike myself, I like to use an assault rifle and SMG, and then this is the main class that you guys want to be using. So for this on the Swiss, for Rebirth Island, we go on the Groove Suppressor, the Combat's Recon, the 5mm laser sight, the Airborne Elastic Wrap, and the Bruiser Grip. This gives us phenomenal, great mobility with this gun, fantastic range, high damage profile, no flinch when people are firing at us, and literally no idle sway on this gun. This gun is sticks, beams, rockets, punch, kills. It is fantastic. Then pairing this up with the OTS, this is the best SMG for Rebirth as well as for Dansk, and this setup will literally rock your world. So you have on this the Groove Suppressor, the Task Force Barrel, the Tiger Team Spotlight, the KGB Skeletal Stock, and the 40 round fast mag. Guys, these two pairings are fantastic. You shove on the EOD Overkill and Amped as well as your Heartbeat Sensor and Semtex, and you're good to go. If you're a sniper, this is what you want to be running in Rebirth Island, my friends. Trust me, it's true. So, we've moved from 5th place, or 5th place, down into 4th. And what do we have for you? We have the Bullfrog and the EM2. Okay guys, everyone's thinking, why EM2? This gun is insanely powerful, but man, the recoil is so freaking awful. It's just not worth touching. Well, let me let you in on a little secret, my friends. We don't have to worry about the recoil. Trust me, try this gun out. You will be killing people left, right and center, and they will be absolutely peed off beyond goddamn belief. So for this we run the Agency Suppressor. This helps us with that vertical recoil control because we know this gun is a beast. It's a high skill level gun, but tell you what, anyone can pick this up and use it on controller. It is fantastic. Gives us that sound suppression, that bullet velocity, and effective damage range. We rock on this the Task Force Barrel as well for that bullet velocity, horizontal, vertical recoil control, and effective damage range. The Field Agent Grip for that horizontal and vertical recoil control. The 40 round mag, because this gun hits like a truck, we don't want to have the 50 round that's going to affect our ADS. So we stick with the 40 round that only affects our reload quickness, but it isn't that much of a pain in the ass. The optic we don't worry about because this comes with a standard optic zoom. So therefore we don't need to waste that optic space on an actual 3 times. And also because we're only engaging in Rebirth Island, the actual recoil, visual recoil control and the jiggle wiggle of the aiming down sights through the reticle of this gun is actually not that bad to use with the standard one. So trust me, try it out. It is very, very good. It has a little kink, but you can pretty much take down a lot of players. A couple of shots, they are out for the count. And then we shove on the rear grip for the Airborne Elastic Wrap. This is for that flinch resistance, so if someone is firing at us, we don't flinch around. We can stay on target, move our controller into the sights, and take those goddamn guys down. Helps us with the aiming stability as well as the ADS time. So in the right hands, this gun is a beast. Pair it with the Bullfrog, which is super easy. So instead of having a high level gun, we have a super easy level gun to use, which absolutely just beats around the place, left, right and center. Super high mobility, very easy, good range as well across the board. We shove on this the Sound Suppressor, the Task Force Barrel, the Tiger Team Spotlight, the KGB Skeletal Stock, and the Bruiser Grip. If you want in more punch, get rid of the Bruiser Grip and shove on the 65 round mag. Me personally, I think 55 is good, and I'd rather have that movement speed and the hit 5 accuracy as an extra, as a pro, instead of having 65 round mag. So guys, I pair this with EOD Overkill and Amped, and the same Heartbeat Sensor and Semtex as normal. So guys, try it out and trust me, this is a pretty damn good pairing. See you in Rebirth. Zipping over to 3rd place, we have the Krig 6 and the Bullfrog. Okay, these guns are very easy to use. The Krig is pretty much the easiest assault rifle to pick up and use in Rebirth Island without a doubt. Some would say the QBZ is pretty much on par, but it has a slight funny little kick in terms of when you're ADSing down and firing. So I do love to go with the Krig 6. It's still super easy to use and still will shred players left, right and center. So enough chat, let's go and check it out, shall we? We run this the Agency Suppressor for that sound suppression, vertical recoil control, the bullet velocity and effective damage range, which are key for this gun. Field agent grip to help us with that recoil control, which was affected by the new nerf on this gun. Damage profile was also affected, but to be honest with the damage profile, if you're hitting all your shots, it's not going to make a difference. 60 round jump, so we can destroy people in trios and quads in Rebirth. Okay, axe or 3x scope with the green dot. This little lovely baby here, fantastic use, makes everything super nice and clean. And then finally, we use the takedown barrel for that effective damage range and horizontal recoil control. We don't use the Ranger. Not needed in this because of the range of the fact that we're in the Rebirth Island is a lot better, as well as we don't need to use the CMV mule stock as well for all of the cons, like the sprint movement speed. We want this gun to be faster moving around the pitch around the field of action, you know what I mean. Aim down sight, we want to have faster ADS. Hip fire accuracy we're not worried about, and aim walk movement speed we want to be slightly faster. So this only has a sprinting movement speed and hip fire accuracy impingement. So for us, this is the one to go to, because you can see this has an impact on our aim walking movement speed, whereas the other one I had only have a sprinting move speed, which we're okay about, because mainly we're going to be using our SMG to move around and not using the AR. So let's now dive into the AR, which is the Bullfrog. So on this you use the sound suppressor, the task force barrel, the Tiger Team spotlight, the KGB skeletal stock, and the bruiser grip. Means we can move around Rebirth incredibly fast and super easy, and use the sound suppressor. So this one basically gives us that faster ADS and sprint to fire speed is what we want. So that much pretty much sums up our third place with the Bullfrog and the Crick. This I use EOD, Overkill and Amped. Because of the fact that the Bullfrog is super quick moving around, I don't feel I need to have double time. Pair this up with Heartbeat Sensor and Semtex as Pakistan, and that is our third place setup, guys. Diving into second place, we have the MAC-10 and the CB8. The MAC-10 is a super easy to use gun. Everyone can pick it up on controller and also a mouse. It is fantastically easy to use. The C58 is a high skill level gun. That's why it features as my second best loadout for Rebirth Island. If you can control the recoil, this gun will shred players left, right and center. The only other gun that will top this for Rebirth in terms of power, packer, punching is the EM82, but we'll discuss that later on. But for this, we are rocking the 45 round drum because this has a slow rate of fire and hits a lot. Hits like a truck. Okay, we don't need to have the 55 round mag because that's going to affect our ADS size, and whereas we only want to have our reload quickness affected, so we rock the 45 round, and that's enough to take down enough goddamn players. Okay, so don't worry about that, to keep the 45 on. The field agent grip helps us with that vertical recoil control with the nerf they've done in terms of readjusting the recoil, making it a little bit harder, so this helps us with that. Then we jump in with the agency suppressor, which also helps with the vertical recoil control, as well as the sound suppression, the effective damage range and the bullet velocity, which also is a nice little perk for us. The same with the task force barrel, that bullet velocity, the horizontal recoil control, which doesn't really have any on this gun, but does help us with the vertical recoil control and effective damage range. Pair this with the actual 3x with the green point reticle. This gun is phenomenal. This gun's definitely worth trying out, guys. If you like something that's a little bit harder to use, getting the skill levels up, go with the C58. If not, go with the Stoner. Have I given away what place number 1 might be? I think I might have dropped it accidentally, but who knows? Just check out, see what's number 1, and you see which one it is. But other than that, with the SMG, we're pairing with the C58. We're going with the MAC-10. This has got great mobility, super easy to use. Is a laser beam in terms of close to medium range. It's a fantastic gun. Doesn't hit like the LTS, but seriously, this gun is lovely to use. We rock on this the agency suppressor, the task force barrel, the Tiger Team spotlight, the SAS combat stock, and the 53 round drum. This is pretty much the go-to SMG setup for the MAC-10 across the board. So try it out, use it, like it, love it. And the perks, double time, overkill, and amped. You might want to swap out double time for EOD. Personal preference, I like to rock double time for that faster crouch movement speed, as well as the double duration of tactical sprint. However, you might want to run EOD, being as the Rebirth Island is a little bit of a smaller map, but I do like to have that quicker crouching time for my drop shots. Rock it with the heartbeat sensor and the Semtech as standard. Guys, I'll see you in Rebirth Island. So in first place we have the OTS and the Stoner. These guns are meta for Rebirth Island. They are insanely good at what they do. OTS, close range, phenomenal. What else that's going to par against it is the Gallo shotgun if you want to run a Gallo, but the OTS is what I love. I love moving around the map fast, super easy to use, fantastic gun. The Stoner, this gun is a powerhouse, and in the right hands it's a Rebirth Island destroyer. So let's talk about it. Okay, so OTS, we run the Grew Suppressor, the Task Force Barrel, the KGB Skeletal Stock, the Bruiser Grip, and the 40 round fast mag. This gun means we can move around super quick. The range is pretty good. The maximum we can get, the bullet velocity by having the Task Force Barrel helps out no end, as well as the Grew Suppressor. The Bruiser Grip is for that movement speed and hip fire accuracy, and the KG Skeletal Scope for that sprint to fire, aim walking movement speed, and ADS fire movement speed. And the only con is the hip fire accuracy. This gun is a Rebirth destroyer. Now we go to the Stoner. This gun here, we rock the agency suppressor for that sound suppression, the recoil control for the vertical, the bullet velocity, and effective damage range. This only cons are the ADS, the aim instability, the aim walking steadiness. Both the bottom two, not worried about. The ADS is a bit of a problem, but we counteract that by shoving on the Raider stock to give us that faster sprint to fire time, because we do know the Stoner has a very slow sprint to fire time. We shove the Field Agent Grip to help with the nerf in terms of the recoil they adjusted on this gun. With this pretty much this gun has no recoil. It is fantastic. 120 round mag, so we can decimate quads, trios in Rebirth Island to no end. And then the actual 3 times scope, we don't want to be rocking the 4 times. The 3 times is one we want to go for. As you will notice, we do not have a barrel, but this gun has a massively high TTK and a damage profile, so we don't need the barrel. Try this out. So with the extra attachment, we had the Raider pad. However, you might want to shove on the Serpent Grip instead to give you that faster ADS, but it does affect your sprint to fire time. So you could potentially want to use the Airborne Erratic Wrap to help you with that flinch resistance as well. However, for me personally, I think the Raider stock is the one to go to. The combination of these two guns, along with EOD, Overkill, and Amped with your heartbeat sensor and Semtech, are the best first loadouts to be grabbing in Rebirth Island. This is why these guns are number one, and they are going to be shredding everyone to bits. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like and comment about this, guys. See you in Rebirth Island, my friends.